Tales of Suspense. Anyone else would tremble in fear in the face of Iron Man's angry challenge, but not the Scarecrow. What strange power does he possess? Once again, the mighty Marvel Group introduces a new type of supervillain to make you gasp in wonder. Another triumph for the new Marvel Age of Comics. Iron Man, face to face with the sinister Scarecrow. Written by Stan, When Does He Sleep? Lee. Illustrated by Don, When Does He Eat? Heck. Lettered by Art, When Will He Learn to Spell? Samek. Well, well. Good thing old Iron Man was passing by. Someone is robbing that box office below. Oh no. It's Iron Man. At this very moment, you're probably wondering, how can a Scarecrow cause the ever-loving Iron Man any trouble? Well, little friend, stay with us. We've got a few quaint Marvel-type surprises in store for you. You won't get away from me by running into the theater, fella. Where you go, I can go. And a lot faster thanks to my little old jets. But I better hold down my speed. That Joker can't get away. And if I go too fast, I may bowl an innocent bystander over. I'll fly above him, where I can't smash into anybody, and then I'll pounce down on him. Trying to run up on the stage won't help you, pal. This is an amateur night. Suddenly, the frantic fugitive veers sharply, running past the orchestra pit. And as he does so, the entertainer named the uncanny Umberto, whose act he has interrupted, gets an idea. Say, what a great publicity break it would be for me if I could catch that punk before Iron Man gets him. It shouldn't be tough for a trained contortionist like me. After slipping out of chains, this'll be a cinch. I'll just roll myself into a ball and bowl him over. I can bend my body into almost any shape. Ugh! Strike 3. You're out. A few seconds later. You can finish your act, Umberto. I'll haul him off to jail now. That was a pretty tricky maneuver of yours. Seeing how you operate, I'm mighty glad you're on the side of the law, pal. Yeah, I guess a guy like me would make a mighty tough opponent. As a matter of fact, I suddenly realized I gained a lot more out of this than just some fast publicity. You just handed me the inspiration of a lifetime. Why should a guy like me knock myself out entertaining rubes and crummy vaudeville shows when I can make a fortune by using my talents in other ways? I could become the world's best burglar. With my rubbery body and my knowledge of how to break locks and chains, nothing could stop me. Instead of being the extra added attraction on a vaudeville bill, I'll be the star of the underworld. Might as well get myself some sort of disguise, too. In case anyone sees me, they won't know who I really am. Say, there's just the thing. My body is almost as flexible as a Scarecrow's anyway. Good thing the street's dark and lonely at this hour. Now, I've just got one more little thing to do. Thornton and his trained crows have been on the same bill with me for months. But the time has come when those crows will do me a lot more good than Thornton. No simple door lock can stop the greatest escape artist of our time. Lucky the birds have seen me before. They trust me. Thornton's an old man. He was gonna retire after this booking anyway, so he won't miss the birds. Now to get out of here before he wakes up. Reaching his own apartment, the uncanny Umberto puts his newfound partners through their paces. Perfect. You little critters are just what I need. You understand my hand motions and my tone of voice, and you can go places where I can't. Now, let's find us a good job to pull. Something worthy of our little team. Hey, look. Here's a picture of Anthony Stark, the millionaire playboy, out with a couple of film stars. A swinger like him has a date almost every night, which means his apartment is empty most of the time. And speaking of Tony Stark, let's turn our attention now to his main reception room in his Flushing, Long Island factory, where we find... You may tell Mr. Stark that Veronica Vogue is here to see him, my good woman. Sorry, Miss Vogue. He's out of town for the week. What? That's impossible. We had a date tonight. Nobody stands up Veronica Vogue. Are you sure you're telling the truth, you little snip? Oh, yes indeed. I'm afraid Mr. Stark forgot all about your date. I'm so sorry. Well, it'll be a cold day in June before he gets another date with me. Goodbye. It worked. Don't slam the door on your way out, my good woman. A few minutes later. Pepper, did a certain gorgeous willowy blonde call to see me yet? Oh no, sir. There have been no blondes here all afternoon. That serves that snooty Veronica Vogue right. Anyway, I didn't really tell a lie. I could tell by the dark parting in her hair that she really isn't a blonde. Oh well. If she should call later, you can reach me at home. Something tells me that Veronica was here, and my jealous little secretary got rid of her. Actually, I don't mind. She was becoming a bore anyway. Ask Happy to bring the car around for me, Pepper. Yes, sir. And so, where to, boss? El Morocco? The store club? Or neither, Happy? I think I'll go home and take it easy. How about a quiet poker game, fella? Say, that sounds great, boss. Well then, why do you look so sad? Heck, this is my overjoyed expression. You should see me when I'm really unhappy. I'll never understand how you got the nickname Happy. Probably because of my cheerful disposition, I guess. Finally, upon reaching Stark's luxurious penthouse suite. Hey, looks like a cyclone hit this place, boss. Worse than that. It's a robbery. The apartment's been ransacked. Well, there goes our poker game, I suppose. Just my luck. Quiet. Listen. Someone's moving upstairs. The thief must still be up there. Hey! You're in the wrong place, buddy. There's no masquerade party going on here. He's not interested in any party. That's my wall safe he's looting. Well, well. So the Scarecrow will now have an opportunity to display his power. You're in for a little surprise, Mr. Stark. Stand aside, boss. I'll take care of that runt. I'll show him how I used to do it in the ring. So you call me a runt, do you? You'll live to regret that. Careful, Happy. Remember, you lost more fights than you won. The only reason I lost so many fights when I was a boxer is because I was too soft-hearted to want to hurt anyone. But I don't feel that way about crooks. See? Ah, but the Scarecrow is no mere crook. You're about to be beaten by a master. Hey! Hold still! Stop squirming! What? How'd you get up there? You've seen nothing yet, my muscle-bound friend. Now watch closely. I've spent most of my adult life keeping my body in perfect condition for the work I used to do. It's child's play for one as agile as a scarecrow to toss you around like a sack of potatoes. This is extremely mortifying. Meanwhile, Tony Stark takes advantage of those precious seconds to duck into the next room and make one of the most dramatic identity changes of all. Alright, Scarecrow. Fun time's over. Do you give up now? Or do you want to be stopped the hard way? Iron Man. I heard that Stark kept you around as a bodyguard. But you don't scare me either. This Scarecrow is far more dangerous than you suspect. Dangerous, eh? Then why don't you stand still and prove it? Just follow me, my overconfident opponent. I'll prove it in my own incomparable way. Big deal. You don't think a locked door will stop Iron Man, do you? And I hope you'll forgive me if I don't stay there and wait for your reply. Suddenly, as Iron Man smashes into the other room, a thick, entangling drapery is dropped over his head. What? You see? You failed to take my trained crows into account. See how obediently they follow my whispered orders. I can feel them wrapping the drapery sash cord around me. It's incredible. They're pulling it taut. Temporarily off balance, unable to see, the powerful Iron Man loses his footing, and... Still think you can beat the Scarecrow? But mere cloth draperies and a cord sash cannot hold the mighty Man of Iron for long. And now, Scarecrow, you'll start laughing out of the other side of your mouth. He's gone. Wait, the crows are flying out the window. That must be where he went. But wherever he can go, Iron Man can follow. He can't have gotten far. But our hero is more correct than he suspects. The Scarecrow didn't go far at all. In fact, he didn't even leave. It was child's play to outwit that overrated fool. Now I can rifle Tony Stark's safe at my leisure, while his witless bodyguard wastes his time searching the city for me. But, in his exuberance, the Scarecrow has forgotten about Happy Hogan, who regains consciousness with an aching head and an angry heart. Oh, my aching dome. Hey, that rat Fink is still here. Hold it, punk. You took me by surprise the first time, but now I've got ya. I've got what I want now. I cannot waste my skill on every loudmouth buffoon I meet. Wow, I never saw anyone move so fast. All I got for my trouble is a hunk of cloth. Holy smoke! I don't know how he got down there, but I sure ain't gonna try it. He doesn't suspect that some of my crows were able to support my weight, just enough to break my fall. Meanwhile, the other 3 crows which Iron Man has been following suddenly separate, as though at a prearranged signal. Looks like I'm really stymied now. I can't follow in 3 different directions. And, as Iron Man returns to Stark's apartment in defeat. I got a better haul than I expected. Here are the plans for some new transistorized weapons Stark is designing for the Defense Department. A millionaire like Stark will pay a fortune to keep these from falling into the hands of the commies. And I'm just the guy to take that fortune from him. At my command, little slaves. Bring me the telephone. Now. While back at Stark's apartment. Too bad the Scarecrow got away from Iron Man, Happy. I imagine my armored friend is still searching for him. Hey. Yeah, boss. Oh, there's the phone. Yes? This is Anthony Stark. Who? The Scarecrow. You want me to meet you? To buy back my stolen plans? You can't go, boss. Your life won't be worth a plugged nickel if he gets a hold of you again. I'm no hero, Happy. You report back to the office. I'll alert Iron Man. If I can find him. And then, now that Happy's gone, I can really go into action. The first thing to do is put a little gadget of mine into this briefcase. I'll prove to the Scarecrow that he's not as clever as he thinks. For this simple little transistorized gadget will bring about his downfall. What is this odd-looking device? We'll learn in due time. A short time later. This is where he told me to meet him. I dare not arrive as Iron Man, for it might frighten him away. So Tony Stark himself will have to play this hand. For better or worse. Seconds later, the startling figure of the Scarecrow darts out of the shadows, and... Give me that briefcase, you unsuspecting fool! This is only the first payment I'll demand, before you get your plans back. And now, my little pets will entertain you, while I reluctantly take my leave. The crows, they're attacking me. Have to beat them off. I'd be insane to remain in America after stealing these plans. Instead, I'll go somewhere where I'll be safe. Leaping onto a waiting motorboat, the Scarecrow calls his crows to him. And then, at last, now, it's time for Iron Man to appear, and do what Tony Stark can't hope to do alone. Of all the foes I've ever faced, there have been none who I've been so anxious to meet up with again, to get my hands on. Soon I'll be safe forever, in a land where all enemies of America are welcomed. A land where they will respect a man of my unusual talents. Before night falls, I'll be an honored visitor on the island of Cuba. And there's the Cuban gunboat now, which I plan to rendezvous with. It will protect me from any pursuit. And so, the costumed traitor boards the Cuban gunboat. And these are the plans for the new American weapons which I promised you. Good. The bearded one will pay handsomely for them. And now, we must leave these waters. It will go hard with us if any Yankee destroyers find us violating their waters. Let us hurry. But then, a startling thing occurs. What madness is this? The case is flying out of my hands. And why shouldn't it? You have no right to it. It belongs to America. My device worked perfectly. I knew my transistor magnet would attract it at the proper time. Iron Man! Attack him, my comrades! No reward will be too great for the man who destroys one of the Yankees' most powerful defenders. But our bullets bounce harmlessly off his armor. Lucky for me, they're using only small arms fire. I wouldn't want to be facing a machine gun like this. And now that you've all gotten that out of your systems, to my side, comrades! Death to Iron Man! Why wait for them to join you? Here, I'll get you all together in a much faster way. Help! And now, Scarecrow, don't think I've forgotten you. I was just saving you for last. No, don't! You've got me all wrong. I'm really on your side. I was just trying to trick the Reds. That's all. Of course you were, pal. I wouldn't doubt you for a minute. To show how I believe you, I'll just toss you in for a swim, so you won't get too bored while I take care of a little unfinished business. It's awfully warm out here on this gunboat, so I'll try to cool things off a bit. There. I'll drill a few air holes for ventilation. Oh, how careless of me. I drilled them too deep. I struck water. Well, all the sailors have nice snug life jackets on, and a little refreshing swim should do them a lot of good. Too bad about the boat, though. They just don't build them like they used to. Meanwhile, the Scarecrow still has one last escape ace up his sleeve. That's it, my pets. Faster! We must reach Cuba before Iron Man can catch me again. And Iron Man, safely aboard the Scarecrow's boat, is forced to watch his quarry fade from sight. Blast the luck. My jet transistors are almost drained of power. I can't fly after him. And in this boat, the Cuban shore batteries could pick me off like a clay pigeon if I get any closer. Well, I recovered the plans, chased the Scarecrow out of the country, and put one enemy gunboat out of action. I guess that wasn't too bad for an afternoon's work. Now I better head back to the States, and to my other identity, as Tony Stark. Later. Hi, boss. Did you send Iron Man after the Scarecrow? Naturally. I don't think old Strawhead will be bothering us again for a while. By the way, Pepper, I have something for you. You do? I was supposed to take Veronica Vogue to a Broadway show, but she never showed up, and I hate to waste these tickets. This is my lucky day. Now that I got rid of that blonde bandit, Mr. Wonderful will date me. But being you and Happy have been working so hard lately, I thought you'd both enjoy the show. So here, Happy. Be sure you get Pepper there in time for the opening curtain. Much obliged, boss. Oh no. Stark knows about Veronica Vogue. That's why he's doing this. But just wait. He'll be sorry. I might even grow to like Happy. Ugh. What am I thinking? I'd better bite my tongue. See you later, lover girl. Meanwhile, a scant 90 miles from America, a bitter man broods and bides his time, exiled. A man without a country. I underestimated Iron Man once, but I won't do it a second time. And so, we take leave of our little group of characters, until next issue, when Iron Man returns with new thrills and surprises. See you then. The end. The Green Thing. If you look at this man, you'll see nothing unusual about him. He's just an ordinary farmer, going about his daily chores. Yet, within a few moments, this harmless, unsuspecting Midwesterner will undergo the most fearsome experience any mortal has ever known. I haven't checked the hothouse plants today. I'd better look in on them. What? The door slams shut. By itself. And thus begins our tale of strange suspense. Dreamed up by Stan Lee, scribbled and sketched by Larry Leiber, ink splattered on by Matt Fox, lettering scrawled by Art Simek. It seems to be locked in some way. I can't open it. Then, the bewildered farmer hears. It is useless to struggle with the door. You will remain in here until I allow you to leave. A voice. But where's it coming from? There's no one in here but me. Suddenly, the entire glass house grows dark. It's the middle of the afternoon. Outside, the sun is shining. How did it get dark in here? Wait. There's a small patch of light shining on that one plant. The plant. It's so strange looking. I've never seen it before. Where in blazes did it come from? How did it get here? Hear me, mortal. I am from the planet Furnius, in a distant galaxy. You're talking. But how? Merely a form of electropsychic communication, beyond your limited understanding. But that is not important. What matters is that you and I have met, and only one of us shall survive this fateful encounter. Now listen well. On Furnius, we Vegiforms have the highest intelligence, and are therefore the planet's dominant life form, served by inferior creatures. We live a utopian existence, in comfort and luxury. But alas, everything has a price, and the price of utopia is boredom. So, to amuse ourselves, we decided to conquer another world. And that's where I come in. I was chosen to teleport myself through space, to explore the universe, until I found another inhabited planet. But unfortunately, most worlds contain no life, and it wasn't until I came upon your spinning globe that my quest was ended. I sense vegetation, and water, as well as land animals, and a civilized human species that dominates them all. It is the humans we shall have to vanquish. So I descended to this inconspicuous area, where I could challenge a lone human to a duel. And now that you have arrived, we shall battle. If I win, it will prove that my species can defeat yours, and I will signal my brethren to attack Earth. But if I lose, there will be no invasion. You will have saved your world. And now, just as I had the power to lock the greenhouse door and cause darkness in here, so shall I further defy your natural laws. Behold! The greenhouse. It's moving. It's lifting right off its foundation. It's floating in the air. But it can't be. It's impossible. For those who have tapped the well of mental energy, as we Venusians have done, all things are possible. The greenhouse, you're disintegrating it, turning it into dust, just as my brethren will do to your proud cities when the time comes. Now, human, I'm eager to witness your power. Come, attack me. Destroy my property, will you? Threaten me and everyone else? I'll make you wish you never found Earth. Ugh! Bumped into something. Some kind of invisible wall. Naturally. It's merely a protective force field that I set up around myself. It's attuned to the brainwaves of your human species. No mortal on Earth can penetrate it. So it seems, my ineffectual friend, that I am very much your superior. Why are you floating toward me? Stop! Keep away! What's happening to me? I am imposing my supreme will upon your molecular structure. Observe the instantaneous transformation. I'm stretching, As though I were made of rubber. I'm so tall that I can't control my limbs. I'm helpless. Precisely. As helpless as a giant willow blowing in the breeze. But, while much of mankind might suffer this same fate, others will be dealt with differently, as you shall see when I've returned you to your normal height. Now, I will again use my unlimited mental resources to defeat you in another way. This time I'm expanding like a balloon. I'm so wide, I can't budge an inch. How simple it is to again render you helpless. Then, after bringing its victim back to normal, our pitifully one-sided contest has ended, Earthling. I shall return home and inform my race that it will be child's play to conquer Earth. This nation, all mankind, we won't stand a chance. But, as fate would have it, a crow approaches at that moment and spies what seems to be a ripe vegetable. Instinctively, the hungry bird swoops at its prey, and, since the Venusian's force field is attuned only to the brainwaves of humans, the crow penetrates it and reaches his prey before it has time to act. As the crow grabs the menacing plant, it damages his intelligence center, reducing him to the harmless vegetable the bird thinks he is. The Venusian is finished. The nightmare is ended. Thank heavens. How ironic that a mighty alien intelligence should be defeated by one of Earth's simplest creatures. But who knows? Maybe there's a providence watching over this planet, safeguarding mankind. A providence that will protect us till the end of our days. The end. Tales of the Watcher, the Primitive. On another world, light years from our Earth, there stands a strange structure. And, if we were to pass through its shimmering doors, we would find a silent, seated figure. This mysterious alien being, almost as old and inscrutable as the stars themselves, is the observer of many galaxies. He is the recorder of countless cosmic events. He is the Watcher. Come with me, mortal, into the distant future, as I tell you a tale of strange suspense. Story plot: Stan Lee. Script and art: L.D. Leiber. Inking: G. Bell. Lettering: S. Rosen. The Harding brothers lived on Earth in the 21st century. They were the complete opposites of each other. Vince Harding was a practical, hard-headed businessman who owned a used aerocar agency. My jalopies are selling like hotcakes this season. I'll make a pile of dough. Your brother is here to see you, sir. Well, well. How's the great cosmic explorer? Find any intelligent creatures in outer space yet? No. Just a few primitive races. Too backward to teach us anything. It figures. I've said all along that our species is the most advanced in the galaxy. I don't believe that. I'm sure that there are other life forms of equal or even superior intelligence to us. We must find them and get the benefit of their wisdom. Huh. You're clinging to a foolish dream. Give up this nonsense and come into business with me. No. I must go on. I must search the stars until I find those I seek. And so, Paul Harding, with a handful of other dedicated explorers, continue to scour the heavens in search of intelligent life. That uncharted world up ahead, maybe we'll find a civilization there. But alas, nothing but vegetation and some low order of animal life. Another dead end. Planet after planet led to bitter disappointment. They look as simple, as primitive, as our ancient cavemen. It would be a waste of time to establish contact with them. They could teach us nothing. And, after each fruitless space expedition, Paul Harding returned home to the taunts of his brother. You see before you, baby, a visionary, a man with no interest in dough, or in dolls, or in having any fun out of life. No, he gets his kicks wandering through outer space, looking for intelligent beings who don't exist. But they do exist, and sooner or later I'll find them. I know I will. Look, don't be a sucker, Paul. Give it up. Come into my business, and I'll make you a rich man. I don't want riches. I want my dream realized. And until it is, I must go on. I must. But those who sponsored the space expeditions did not have unlimited patience. And finally, too much time and money has been wasted. If you don't find an intelligent species this trip, we're abandoning the project. So, for the last time, the space team explored the distant star clusters of the galaxy. So far, nothing. We're running low on fuel. We have just enough to examine one last planet. That isolated world in the distance is our last hope. This is the only area of the planet that's fertile enough to support life. But I see only a low order of animals. Look! Human-type footprints! And maybe they belong to civilized beings. Hurry! We must follow them and see where they lead. But moments later, the Earthmen's last remaining hope was shattered. A village of primitive natives. No buildings. No machines. Nothing but the crude artifacts of ignorant savages. We've failed. There's nothing to do now but return to Earth. Look! The chief of the natives is coming over here. He's bringing us an offering. It's a small scrap of wood. That's just great. After months of searching the stars for an intelligent alien culture, we're rewarded with a meaningless bauble. Ha! Let's get out of here. So, disdainful of the natives' simple gift, the humans turned to leave. I guess we just have to face the fact that we were wrong. Yes, in all the galaxy, there's no other species as advanced as ours. The human race is the most civilized that exists anywhere. And, when Paul Harding returned home, you were right, Vince. I was just a foolish dreamer. But that's all over now. No more space exploration for me. If you still want me, I'll come into the business. Great, kid! At last you've come to your senses. Stick with me, and you'll be rich. No sense searching for something that isn't there. Thus, for the Harding brothers, our tale ends here. But you and I shall return to that strange, lonely planet There, we shall examine the scrap of wood the native chief had offered the Earthmen. We shall turn it over and see its other side. This plaque, awarded to Dogmar Arkor, inventor of the cobalt antimatter bomb. This marks the peak of man's civilization. At long last, war is too horrible even to think of. If only Paul Harding had seen that inscription, he would have known there had been another great race in the galaxy, until they invented the ultimate weapon. Yes, Paul Harding unknowingly had come within a few feet of fulfilling his dream, of learning the most important lesson that a once great civilization could teach him. You may well ask why. Why did it turn out that way? But the answer is known only to the fates, those who govern the stars, and the lives of men. As for me, it is my task only to observe and record, for I am the Watcher. The end.